going on today, y'all? Today I'm at Goldie's Barbecue, the #1 barbecue place in Texas, and today I'm going to be teaching y'all how to do the foil boat. Alright, before we get into the video, I kind of want to talk about the history of the foil boat. So basically it was invented at Freeman's Barbecue, which was owned by Quattro. He hired a guy named Diego, who basically accidentally came up with this method. And now it's been stolen and it's been pushed all over the place. I'd really like to meet with this Diego and give him the credit that he deserves, and that's why I'm making this video. So shout out to Diego, and let's get back into the video. Alrighty, I'm just gonna try to trim this up as fast as I can. Stone choice brisket that we're gonna be using today. This is what we use at Goldie's. Now I know a lot of people are wondering, why do we use the choice? Well, these Creekstone choice look a lot better than a lot of other places' primes. Alright, take the decal out. See, this is looking really nice already. Trim down this lean. Trim down this mohawk. Round out the front just a bit. There we go. Now I'm going to trim down this side as well. Round out the front just a bit more. That's looking really nice and aerodynamic. Now I'm going to take a little bit off this lean, just to even out the lean and the point. Now a lot of people just like to go, but they usually end up taking way too much off. So I like to have complete control over everything I take off. Now I've got it all shaped up exactly how I want it. Start trimming off this fat. Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna, chicken and macaroni, chilling with my homies. Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna, chicken and macaroni, chilling with my homies. Alrighty, I think that's it. Give y'all a little close up on this. I kind of scalped it. Fat looks good. We're leaving a little bit of extra fat just because we are going to be foil boating, and it's more likely to dry out. So alrighty, it's all trimmed up. Let's start the fire, and then we're gonna season it, and then we'll put it on. Alrighty, let's get the seasoning. We got the underside, just gonna spritz it with some warm water. The best rub on the market, Goldie's Barbecue. Now you should be able to find this in almost every Walmart in Texas, and then also online. So if you go to our website, you can get this online. If you use this and you tag me, I do look at it. I don't always repost it, but I do look at it. We really wish this was around when we were you know, in our backyard cooking and recipe testing for our restaurant. We really wish this was around. Get the size just a bit. Now I'm gonna push that in. So since I used the pretty hot water, the fat really softened up, and this rub is sticking in there really well. I don't know if y'all can see it, but alrighty. So let's put it on. So I picked a pretty good one. I picked one with the mohawk going this way, burn ends on this side. So it's perfect because I can put the burn ends close to that wall and really make sure I bring to that fat and protect it as much as I can. We're not gonna be cooking too hot for a while. 250. Alrighty, so I got the brisket on. Everything's looking good. We are going to foil boat this later. In the meantime, I'm gonna give you the history of the foil boat. I'm gonna give you some pros and cons, and do a bunch of cool stuff. So let's do it. Alrighty, y'all. I've made a pros, okay, maybe, I guess, and then a cons list. So let's start with the bark texture, the pro. First pro, bark texture, fat render. You are more likely to render the fat this way, and you're way more likely to receive a crunchy bark. So that has seemed to have been the reason why everyone loves this method so much. Let's go to the easy to move. Okay, let's go to the cons. Resting a brisket is Resting a foil boat brisket is really not the best way to rest a brisket because there's so much air in the warmer that when you go to cut the brisket, you're gonna have rapid oxidation because the brisket has been breathing in that warmer all night. There's so much air in contact with it. As soon as you cut into it, it rapidly oxidizes and it dies on the board. That's what I found to be the biggest con of the foil boat. And then let's go back to the Pro. Crunchy bark. Very similar to the very first Pro is it has a crunchy bark. And then let's go to the OK. It protects the brisket. No, it doesn't. The only thing that protects the brisket is fire management. If you think like a little piece of foil is going to stop a big raging fire from burning up your brisket, you got another thing coming, buddy. And let's go to cons. Do not use juices. Why? Why would one of Chud's employees said don't pour the juices on top? Like, come on. Chud does it in his videos. I guess he needs to be making all the decisions around there. Let's go to different texture. Some like it. Yeah, okay. Okay. Cooks lean faster. It does not, LOL. If anything, it slows down the lean. Probably. Alrighty, we're about 5 hours into this cook. Let's take a peek. Whoa. Sorry, I got a little fucking humid in there. So I got the damper at about halfway. Let me see if I hope so. And then this is what the fire's like. I got the door all the way shut pretty much. Just burning a little fire like that, nice and slow. Those are big logs too, so don't be scared to put the big logs in the mill scale. Right on 275, 300, 285. 5 hours in. It's looking really good. I think we should be wrapping here pretty soon. So I've just been kind of running like a bundle fire all day. Once I built up a really big coal bed, I felt really good about just running a bundle fire. Obviously, you can see these logs are pretty long. Trying to find some shorter, smaller ones, but I've just been kind of running a bundle fire. Just scoot some over, throwing them right on top, just like that. Now you gotta let the pit do its thing. The pit is gonna pull you don't have a whole lot of airflow, so you really just gotta let the pit do its thing. You're gonna keep throwing logs on top, but it will create the slowest fire, especially in these backyard smokers. So let's throw another one on. And that's all I'm doing. I'm closing all the way and keeping the damper pretty shut. So let's see what happens. It's time to wrap this bad boy up. Let me see. Alrighty, let's go ahead and temp it, see what it's temping at. It's at 178. That's pretty good. Let's wrap it up. It's looking really good. The Goldie's rub did its thing. Alrighty, and that's it right there. So now what it's gonna do is it's already past the stall, so it's not really gonna render much more juice in there, but whatever it does render, we're gonna pour it back on top and slice it up. But it's looking really good. I can see why Diego would do this. Alrighty, we got that one wrapped up. I'm just gonna I posted on Instagram if y'all had any questions. I'm gonna go ahead and answer those. So be sure to follow me on Jirby Barbecue on Instagram. That's where I post a lot of funny, cool stuff. Alrighty, let's answer the first one. How many foil boats can you fit on the 94? I think you could probably do 6, pretty safe. I would say 6, for sure. The foil boat method always gets my brisket burned at the bottom. Sounds like it's not the method for you. That's what I would recommend. Fat side up to expose it and render more fat. Yeah, for sure, 100%. How high the boat edges should be. Is there a too early to foil the boat? Yeah, definitely don't foil it in the stall or even like a little bit after the stall. Wait till wait till you're 10 degrees past the stall, which the stall ends I would say at like 165. So you want to be at 175 and up when you do the foil boat. How to rest in the warmer. I couldn't tell you. I'm not going to rest this one in the warmer because I don't want it to oxidize and be I don't want it to be bad. So I'm not gonna rest this one in the warmer. But if you were doing like, I mean, I don't really see why you'd have to rest in the warmer. I mean, if you're a restaurant, you'd have to rest in the warmer overnight. But backyard, just get up early, start it early, cook hot, stay consistent, and you shouldn't have to rest it at all. Like rest it for a couple hours and then eat it all in the same day, which is what I'm going to do today. How to maintain the bark during the rest? It should just do that unless you're stacking them on top of each other, which I would never do. That doesn't really make any sense. Should you pour the residual tallow over it after keeping the bark? I mean, after working to keep the bark, yes. I would still pour the tallow on top of it. I did it in the Mad Scientist video. Everyone loved it. It was still crispy. Obviously, everyone could tell that it had a crispy texture. I don't know why you wouldn't pour this tallow on top of it. It doesn't make any sense to me. And like I said, it dies so fast on the board. It oxidizes immediately because it's not covered in the warmer overnight, and the tallow on top could be the only thing saving it from oxidizing so fast. So really doesn't make any sense at all. Do you rest it in the foil boat as is, or do you cover the top in the warmer? So if you're gonna cover the top, there's literally no point of doing the foil boat at all. So at that point, do the Goldie's method, do unwrap the whole time, rest it in the foil completely covered, and then the bark is still crispier than the paper, and the bark is somewhat of a middle, in-between ground of both briskets. Does it really speed anything up? I don't get how it would if the top is still open. Yeah, I don't think it speeds anything up unless you wrapped it in the stall. So if you wrap it in the stall and you get a lot of juice at the bottom of it, and that juice starts boiling, that could speed up the cook of the lean. But also, it would also make it like a pot roasty, gross thing. And that's the whole thing that everyone's been talking about the foil crutch forever, is that it makes it all pot roasty. So the only way that it would cook faster is if you did basically the foil crutch and boiled it in that juice while you were cooking. So I wouldn't do that. But then when I wrapped it how I did today, way later in the cook, it didn't speed it up at all because it doesn't really do anything at all. I'm going to go ahead and tempt this and see what we're looking like. Oh, the juice is bubbling. That's not good. I'm going to go ahead and tempt this and see what we're looking like. What's crazy is I thought I wrapped it pretty late. I did wrap it in the 170s, and you can see that it still has quite a bit of juice. And that was in there bubbling, so oof. I hope it doesn't taste all pot roasty and weird. Usually I like to temp about right here. Yeah, this bad boy is definitely done. I'm gonna let it rest for a few hours. I think about an hour, and then I'm just gonna slice right into it. So I know that I could rest it in the warmer overnight, but I really do think it would mess this brisket up. I think it messes up foil briskets that aren't covered completely when you put them in the warmer like that. So I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna cut into it today, the same day I cooked it. So all right, so this has been resting for a while. It's at about 1:45. So we're gonna go ahead and slice right into it. I'm not gonna slice it. I'm not gonna slice it all up because I'm giving it to an employee here at Goldie's to take home. But I want to get a few good slices off, and then I'm going to show you all what's up. So first thing is, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it is pretty crispy. But not as crispy as I think that it could be, because the Goldie's rub actually has the smaller pepper, so it's actually not as crispy as you would think. So let's make the first slice. Whoa, pretty juicy. Let's take a peek at so this is the fatty slice. So this looks pretty good. The fat looks really nice right here. You can see that brown fat, really crispy. That's a great bite right there. Holy moly, that's a great bite. So, look at that. That's the fat you're aiming for, and this isn't burnt up. This is crispy. You can tell by how it still looks a little juicy. So that's not burnt up. That's crispy. So, oh wow. I'm not gonna cut into it a lot. I want to save this juice because I'm gonna put it back in here, and I'm gonna let my employee take it home. But look at that. That fat right there. That's that crazy crispy fat. That brown fat is the really good stuff. But this is overall, this is a great. I mean, super good slice of brisket. Now, like I said, that Goldie's rub, since the pepper is a little bit smaller, I don't think it's as crispy as like, you know, as it would be with like 16 mesh. I think it's like as crispy as Goldie's is pretty much, even though I did the foil boat. But yeah, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know in the comments what method y'all would like to see me do next. And I'll make the whole pros and cons list about it. I'll do all that stuff. But wow, this was really good. Super juicy. Overall, I think it was really good. I really liked how the fat was. The tenderness was nice. The juiciness is nice. I think I can get that with any method. That wasn't like unique to the foil boat. Foil boat wise, y'all saw that it was kind of bubbling. The juices in the bottom were kind of bubbling. I really didn't like that. I think the lean did have a weirder flavor, texture. I didn't love it, but the fat was so good and the seasoning was so good that I kind of looked past it. But overall, I think it's a good method. I think I would never do it at Goldie's because we can't stack them. We can't rest them that way. We can't stack them. Everything would die on the board. It would be all oxidized and it'd be a mess. And if you're a food trailer doing 9 to 10 briskets, I'd definitely recommend it. You can rest them on the trays separately. I think it wouldn't be too bad in the warmer situation. It wouldn't be too rough. But overall, I don't hate the method. I'm not talking bad about the method. I just think there's certain things that that should be talked about with every method. So y'all let me know what method you want me to do next. Thank y'all for watching. Also, one more thing. Shout out Diego for making this method. That was it's a great method. So shout out to you. Good job. Thank you.